For this project, you are going to want a white onesie, fabric glue of your choice. I did Gorilla Glue, some tulle, and I picked an ivory type color. I also picked some ribbon to go with the tulle. You don't have to do that. I printed the Starbucks logo, and I also got 3 different colors of the felt: the tan, the green, and the white. Try and get as close as green as you can. I decided to print out a sticker of the Starbucks logo. It worked way better than I think paper would, but you can use paper and Mod Podge too. It's just extra steps. You are going to need some scissors, and I had already glued the sticker onto the felt. It feels super good. It's super flimsy, so it's going to be comfortable for the baby when she wears. So again, you're going to want to glue the Starbucks logo onto the green felt, cut around it, and now you have a pretty little Starbucks logo. You're going to want to keep the scraps for the straw later. Now you're going to get the tan felt, and you're just going to kind of center the Starbucks. I put it on the shirt first, and then I put it on the felt because I didn't want it to be too big, too small, and then also uncentered. I tried to fit my baby with this, but she wasn't very cooperative, so let's move on. So eventually you're going to want to cut the tan felt. It's clearly too big for my baby's chest, so I first glued on the Starbucks thing, and I'm sorry that I can't videotape everything because I only have one hand, well, 2 hands, but I'm recording. Also, when you're gluing the felt together, I actually put a lot of friction to it so that the heat kind of lets the glue stick really good. I also started bending the tan felt so that you could kind of make a mark on where you want and how big you want the felt to be, the tan one, before you cut, and just so you kind of have a straight line. I'm not a professional, so I don't have all this extra stuff. I'm just kind of doing this super fast. So again, just bend it and then cut it to where you would like. I kind of did it a little small just because I only have a 1-year-old and she's pretty tiny, so. Moving on to the skirt, you're going to need the tulle of your choice. I just picked the white ivory type color. You're going to want the ribbon that goes with the tulle, and I'm just going to kind of blend it. I only got 1. You're going to want scissors as well, and you're also going to want an extra thing of ribbon. I bought this ribbon. It doesn't even match, but you're not going to see it, and it was only $1 at the craft store, so why not? For the tulle, I started measuring how long I want it and fluffy, and then I started kind of just doing the same length on each. And right here you're going to see I'm putting it through the loops, my finger through the loops on everything, so that I can just do one cut and not have to worry about having to cut each one singly. So now I have my thumb through mostly all of the loops, and I kind of made this look a little bit more difficult than it was supposed to be, but you're going to want to put the scissors through the hole and then just cut all of those loops. You are going to want to do this to the other side, and most of your tulle will be evenly cut. If it's not, that's totally okay. You can just figure it out when you're doing the skirt. I like my skirts messy, so it's fine. So now you're going to have this huge pile of tulle, which is completely okay. Now you're going to get your scrap of ribbon, and you're going to want to measure it out and see how big you want it. I just kind of made it as big as possible, and then I just started making the skirt. This is what it's going to look like. I tried my best to show you guys how to actually do the loops. It's very simple. I did all of them super loose because I don't want to not be able to move the tool where I want it. So do it super loose first. Again, I'm not a perfectionist, so everything looks kind of crazy right now, but it'll all turn out in the end. One of the major tips I want to give too, when you're doing this loose and everything, the most important thing I would say is make sure that you're doing all of the skirt loops and all of that the same way, because if not, you'll have ones facing the other way and then it just doesn't look right. So whatever way you are tying the knot, keep it that way and do not do it the opposite way. I like to measure what the skirt, like the length of it is. I do like it messy. Again, a lot of people do like straight lines, but just for me, I just don't like super obnoxious long lines, so just cut them if you don't like it. So for this extra ribbon, I'm just going to kind of place it wherever I want. I do want it curly like that, so I might put an iron to it later, but for now I'm just going to twist it. I put it between the tool on where I felt like it would be fine, and I just started curling it and see it uncurled, so I think heat would make it look a lot better and make it curl better. So just do that kind of wherever you want. There's no specific way, and I tied it how I tied the tool, but again, you could just glue it if you wanted to. It's up to you. I noticed with this ribbon, it's super thick, so I kind of had to pull super hard on the ribbon, but it's fine. And also the white lace kept like coming off, but again, I like messy, so if some things start ripping apart, just leave it. It's a skirt, it'll be fine. And I don't ever like to waste anything, so I had 2 long ribbons left from this, and I just glued it to the front parts. I'll be tying that part, so I figured those 2 ribbons will actually look perfect together once they're tied, and all that excess I will be cutting off. It will be fine. Just for now, once I put it on the baby, I want to make sure that it fits perfectly, so I don't want to cut it off anytime soon until it's time to actually wear. Moving on to the headband. So this is just a scrap from the coaster. I did keep the circle from the Starbucks, and that was for later. You can just do a circle, which is perfectly fine. And actually, by the end of this, I was like, I absolutely suck at making circles, so just make a freaking circle. And this is for the whipped cream of the headband. So I just kind of smushed this all together. You're going to want your glue, again, your scissors, and your white felt for this. Again, I like things super messy because I think most of the time it looks better. It doesn't have to be perfect. So I just kind of, put it together how I think whipped cream would look fine, and I just decided to glue it. So there is no right way to do this. Just kind of put it together as you feel. I did use the fabric glue inside of this. Once I crumbled it, I put it inside so that wherever I'm holding my fingers, that's where I want the glue, so that it'll stick together and look exactly how I have my mold. But I realized that took hours. I was there holding it forever, but look how beautifully it looks together. Again, I stood here for like 30 minutes, so please do not use the fabric glue on this. Get your hot glue gun, mind my mess, and let it heat up, because it's going to be way faster, less time consuming, because that fabric glue was horrible for this part. Not a good idea at all. So once we got the hot glue gun out, everything was rolling. Look how beautiful that looks. So you're just going to repeat on how you want it for the headband. I didn't want it too huge because my daughter will be like, no, I'm not wearing this. But I started bundling it up together, and it looks kind of crazy right now, but it's super cute. So you guys remember that green felt I told you guys to have? Take it out. You are going to want to just kind of cut long ways and just give yourself enough room to make a straw. What I did was I just rolled it up just like a circle, and I made this huge straw. I made it super big first because you can always cut down. If you make it too small, then you're going to waste more felt, and if you didn't have any more felt, then you're screwed. So with the whipped cream, I glued it on the headband first. And you guys, with this tan headband, I'm actually going to like glue the headband itself on another headband so that she can just put it on. This is just so that everything looks perfect first, and then you're gonna just want to glue it on the headband after. I put the straw in where I wanted it to be. It's going to go sideways. So I don't really know where I was putting it, so I just kind of put it wherever I wanted to. I cut it down so that it doesn't look like there's a huge green thing coming out of her head, and it looks more like a straw. So with the straw, you're going to want to glue around everywhere where all the whipped cream is touching the straw. You don't want to be too harsh on it though, or else it's no longer going to look like a straw. I was thinking about stuffing it, but it should be fine. This is where I made the little circles, and I made tiny little whipped cream flowers. I did not make them super huge because all I wanted it to do was to cover the other side of the straw. I also made sure that all of the whipped cream parts were hugging the straw so that nothing looked too like separated. I wanted it to look like it was actually inside whipped cream. You're going to want to make sure you look at it and see where you need more whipped cream, where you don't. I thought it looked absolutely perfect, so I left it. And now look how beautiful it is. That's it, guys. That is all of the costume. Like, how amazing is that? You just want to probably get some tights, but that's it. This costed about $20 to $25. Look how beautiful this is. It was so easy. You guys, this is a must and super cheap. I went to the Halloween store and things were like $35. I was like, you're gonna be a Starbucks latte. Voila! Like, subscribe, and share, please. Thanks. Have a good day. P.S. We're gonna call her a vanilla latte. Nothing else, just a vanilla latte.